All right, folks, welcome into another edition of Bears Predictions. Well, as you know, I'm here at my brother Bill's bar, Swerski's. And, unfortunately, Bill cannot make it to the show because, well, Bill wants to go to the game. And as you know, they're playing across the pond over there in London. And, Bill was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the game, Dad. And I said, all right, Bill, have a good time. And, make sure you buy the plane ticket, you get to the airport and do all that stuff. Well, Bill got to the airport, to the O'Hare Internationals. It's Terminal 5. And he gets to the airport and they say, Bill, you got to have a passport. You can't fly without a passport. Well, Bill said, what's a passport? And, obviously they explained to him that you need a passport to come back into the country. And, so Bill's working on his passport, going to the Walgreens to get a couple, two, three photos. And hopefully, Bill makes it to the game and enjoys the Bears dominating, of course, across the pond over there in London. They'll be playing on some field that I believe they kick the ball only with their feet. Now, this is very strange if you're not going to get 3 points for kicking the ball. I don't know why you would be doing that. But anyway, all right, let's go on to the game. But before we go on to the game, I want to talk about one more thing. All right, there is an election coming up in the United States of America. And, a lot of people say it's one of the most important elections. And normally I am not one to divulge into the politics. But for this election, I feel it's very important. So I want to talk about who I'm voting for in the upcoming election. And, I thought about this long and hard. It's very important to have a good leader in the White House. And, I think that my answer is none other than the great Caleb Williams, DJ Moore 2024. All right, I think Caleb Williams will make a good president. They have someone young and athletic who's a good decision maker in the Oval Office. I think this will be a good thing. And also, we're going to have DJ Moore, as the vice president. He can break the tie in the Senate and something like that. I think that will be a good president and vice president for the next 4 years. So if you're like me, you can vote for Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, 2024. All right, on to the game. All right, so the Bears are going to be playing a lesser team by the name of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, this team, they say Jaguars, but they're not very frightening at all. And, the Jacksonville Jaguars are led by this quarterback by the name of Trevor Lawrence. Right now, this guy, if you've seen a picture of this guy, he's got long hair. He looks like the fourth brother from the Hanson Brothers. You remember that band? The Hanson Brothers. Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence, you're going to bop, dibby dop your way to about 4 or 5 interceptions, which will, of course, be returned for touchdowns by the Mighty Bears defense. Also, the opposing team has a player by the name of Tank Bigsby. Now, this frightens me a little bit because the guy's name is Tank, but I don't think he's going to be much of a tank against the Mighty Bears defense, and so he's not going to be a threat to us at all. This team is going to struggle against the Mighty Bears defense, and the emergence of Caleb Williams, none other future Hall of Famer, will win us at least 5, 6 Super Bowls. All right, so my prediction for the game is that, the Bears defense will score about 4 or 5 touchdowns and another 5 to 7 touchdowns for Caleb Williams. He'll probably throw for like 650 yards. And maybe the ball goes a little further over there across the pond. I'm not really sure. But, I think the final score will be about 83 to maybe -2. At the end of the game, the Jacksonville Jaguars might give themselves a safety, and it ends up -2. All right, well, that's my prediction for the game. I hope you enjoy the game across the pond. And, as I always say, cheers, or as they say down here in Mexico, salud.